Depression and anxiety has become a common topic of discussion lately. 2020 has been a difficult year for the world. The pandemic has turned our lives upside down and inside out. It's putting all our coping skills to the test. For the preteen and teen who are just starting to come to their own on developing coping skills and resilience, it's been especially tough. If you're an adult already struggling to cope, it's been tough. For young people, they're grieving over the loss of dreams of what the end of the school year was supposed to have been for them. Graduations, senior proms, celebrations, summer vacations, camps, family gatherings, all worsened by social isolation and lack of real connection with their peers. They're at an age the peer interaction is so key in their lives. For some families, financial ruin and stress of trying to make ends meet when there are no jobs available for over half of Americans. For some families, it's been grief over loss of loved ones. 160,000 plus Americans have died from COVID since the pandemic began, and more are dying every day. Anxiety over what to do and what will happen abound. Yet, God says, do not fear. How do we not fear? There's a new initiative in pediatrics where pediatricians are asked to incorporate ACEs screening into their practice. ACEs stands for Adverse Childhood Experiences, and it screens for abuse, neglect, and household dysfunction, like divorce, death of a parent, substance abuse, things like that. There are 10 items, and if you score 4 or more, your risk of health and psychological issues are significant. For example, your risk of chronic lung disease like asthma or COPD is about 390%. Depression, 460%. Attempt at suicide, 1,220%. Now, not every child who experiences adverse events have poor outcomes if they have resilience, a safe, stable, nurturing relationship. It can mitigate the consequences of adverse childhood experiences. There are many thoughts about how to build resilience in children and I suppose adults. The common thread seems to be the stable, safe, nurturing relationship. Someone to go to, someone to depend on. Yes, God says, do not fear, for I am with you. Isaiah 41:10. He is our rock. He is our safe harbor. He will give us resilience. Now, how do our friends and our children experience the peace that God gives us? They will experience God through God's people, through us. They will see God reflected through our love for them. We can provide them with an ear to talk to, a shoulder to cry on. Show them through our unwavering trust in God and our peace through crises in our lives, who God is. I have a dear friend, Kathy. Her love for God and her close relationship with God permeates through every aspect of her life. There's never anything overbearing or preachy or judgmental about Kathy. She just genuinely loves God and continually is connected with Him, and she genuinely cares for the people around her. She lives the Christian life like it's in her nature. I have seen her survive through 2 cancers, and through it all, her trust and love for God never wavered. She saw her chemotherapy sessions not as a dreaded puke session, but an opportunity to be there for the other chemo patients, to offer them hope and prayer, to help them have resilience. If you're able to pray for others, pray for them. If you hear God tugging at your heart and puts a friend in your heart to reach out to them. If you can offer a word of encouragement, call them, send them a card or a text, give encouragement. Whatever God is putting in your heart to do today to help your friends, your neighbors, listen and act on it. Love God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. We are a community of believers, and we're all walking on the path with God. Some of us may be further down the path, some of us may be just starting, but we're all walking on it together. Even though we may be walking at different paces, we are on it together. Some of us are struggling and feeling alone and lost. You're not alone. If you're struggling, reach out. Reach out in prayer. Search His words for comfort and strength. Reach out to your small group, to your church leaders, to your pastor. God is with you, and He has led you here so that you can have help. Reach out to God and reach out to His people. God says, do not fear. I am with you. Yes, do not fear. God is with us, around us, and in us. Do not fear. Reach out and grab hold of God and to each other. Reach out for help and reach out to give help. Have a blessed day.